Hi all, thank you for tuning in to the Power Automate Desktop tutorial. Today's topic is run JavaScript on web page. So first of all, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a interpreted, lightweight, compiled programming language, and it is not Java. The most important use of JavaScript is it can execute in the browser, like the Edge browser and the Chrome browser or Firefox as well. So the browser which we are using has an embedded engine. Sometimes we call it a JavaScript virtual machine, similar to a Java virtual machine, but it is different to Java virtual machine. And in browser, JavaScript can do everything related to web page manipulation, interaction with the user and the web server. And we need to understand what is an HTML DOM, tree of objects. So when a web page, any web page is loaded, the browser creates a document object model of the page. So the HTML DOM model is constructed as a tree of objects. So your web page is basically having a root element that is HTML and it has multiple child elements. So if you inspect a web page, any web page, you will see this same hierarchy with the parent is HTML and then the child. So one uh, child can have one child can be the parent of other child also. So if you see a web page inspect element, it will follow a hierarchy, right? Okay. And how to use JavaScript to find HTML elements. Before going to find HTML elements, so why we are planning to use JavaScript to find elements by ID or class name? Because this is more reliable compared to click UI element and click element in a web page activity in Power Automate desktop. So if you master this JavaScript way of finding HTML elements, it will be a very reliable source of automation. So we need to understand what is a class attribute in a HTML page. So HTML class attribute is used to specify a class for an HTML element. So this class is not related to Java class. So this class is just an identifier for a element. So here if you see this header tag has an attribute of class. Its value is city. Okay. And in this tutorial we are going to use class attribute mostly to find HTML elements to click on an HTML element. So the important method used is the get element by class name, and this important feature is it returns an HTML collection where the elements are array like collection of HTML elements, and the elements are accessed by index which starts as 0. Okay. So this is one of the example of a class attribute. So here the header is class and this is a paragraph, and this is how we uh, extract the element by class name. So whatever is under this script tag is all JavaScript from here to here. Okay. So this you will find in any web page, and this is a general HTML uh, page syntax. Okay. We also one more attribute called ID attribute. This is also very popular, but you will find it very rare. Mostly you will find a class attribute in a web page, and the element with a specific ID is accessed by get element by ID method. So let's check out the working demo. So here I have a web page learn.microsoft.com, and I've taken a launch new Microsoft Edge and I'm attaching to the running instance. Okay, because it is already opened in my browser. So I am using attached to running instance. Okay, by URL I will give this URL. This is automatic generated, and I want to click on this sign button. Okay, so basically in Power Automate Desktop you can also use a click link on a web page or click UI element, but these are sometimes these are sometimes difficult to update these selectors, and it becomes very problematic to update the selectors, and many people are not very comfortable in updating the selectors. But here using JavaScript you can do it very easily. You can click on this sign in button and you do not have to manipulate any other selectors, but you have to understand first how to find a class name of this sign in button. So you will go here and do an inspect. So I did a right click and then inspect, and I will click on this and then over here. So it takes me to this class name. So here this A element has this class attribute and this value is this one. So you will copy this value and come to here. So you will take a, I have already taken, so but I will show it here. You need to open this run JavaScript function on a web page. So you need to drag it. So here you see web browser instance is already there in function. The execute script is already pre-populated for you, and there is a parenthesis. So inside this parenthesis you have to write your code. Okay. So within this parenthesis. So I have written already. I will show you in Notepad how does it look like. So this is the function name and this is the opening parenthesis, and this is a variable, how to declare a variable, and this is a variable name, and this is a syntax document dot get element by class name. So document is the parent object as you have seen in DOM document object model. This is the parent object and this is the method it is calling get element by class name, and this is the one which is returned by this class. So you have to also ensure this is we are putting the right index over here. So right now I put 0 because if you do control F and do, I can see only one element here. So I have given, I can see it has only one. So I've given 0. Okay. But suppose this class is reused. Okay, this class name is reused means it is can be in multiple elements. So a class name can be reused in multiple elements, but a ID cannot be reused. ID has to be unique. So if a class is repeated, then you have to find out which is the correct index for this class. Right now, since it is not repeated anyways, only one, so I can safely give here 0 index. Okay. So later on we will see in case of a repeated class name and how we can update the index. So I will close it and I will copy this and paste over here. Okay, I will first disable these because it will also get executed. So I have updated my code over here. So my purpose is to click on this sign in button. So I will click run, and before that I want to uh, say that this is a method which is used to click on that sign in button. So you have to give that this as it is. So note down the dot here. So this is the syntax you have to always follow for in case of a click. Okay. So just if you want to see this code again, I have pasted over here. Okay. Now let's see the running demo. I am executing it. See, it has successfully clicked the sign in button. That's why it is coming in the sign in page, right? Even if I manually click over here, it will come in the sign in page. So it is working fine. So here the big problem we have solved is we are not updating any selectors. So that saves us a lot of time, right? And in doing development, the time is the essence. We have to save time, but we have to be also make sure that we are creating a robust solution, right? So now we will see a class, repeated class name with different indexes. So here we had only one index, right? But we have to see, we have to do it for a situation where we have multiple indexes, right? So let's again do a inspect element. Okay, take this cursor, click here. So this is a class name for this trick training button. So here, if you double click, it will highlight it. And let's see how many times it is repeated. Okay, so it is repeated 6 times. So the same class name in other elements. And anybody can guess why it is repeated 6 times because we have 6 blocks, right? And all 6 blocks are reusing the same class name. So even view documentation, get certified, explore, Q&A, see samples, whatsoever are using the same one. But we are concerned with clicking on take training, right? So we will give index 0 because this is the first time it is showing in the this class name is repeated. This is here. This is the first index. After this, it will go to next. Okay, next, next. Again, going back to the first. So we have to be very careful in finding the index. Also, you can do a trial and error if you are not very much sure on the index element. Okay. So here, this is a class name. So I will copy this and come here. Now I will disable this. Now I want to click on learn by doing. So I will take this. Now, okay, so here I will give 0. Okay, so it should be 0. Okay, so this is the class name and this is the index and this is the click method. Okay, copy this and paste it over here. Okay, now let's run it. Should click on take training. So let's manually check where it is going if you click on take training. So this page comes training, discover your path. When I click on take training. Okay, so JavaScript should also go to the same link, right? So let's run it. Yeah, so you can see it has successfully clicked on that link. Okay, now I want to click on this try code samples. So what should be our index? Because index starts as 0, then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So try code sample should be 4 index. Okay, so let's update it over here. Okay, So let's see whether it is going to click on see samples. Okay, let's run now. Yeah, it has successfully clicked on browse code samples. So if you see here manually also it's going to the same page. So we are right. So we are doing this right way. And this should be 5. Okay, and so on. Okay, so I hope you have understood this training on run JavaScript, so you can explore more on it and you can put in the comments uh, if you have any queries. Even I am also learning, but uh, we can I can definitely try answering your query. Okay, and last thing I want to say, suppose you want to extract the text from this page, so you should use inner HTML. Okay, instead of click, you should use inner text. Okay, to get the element value. Okay, so you can try it out and let me know in the comment section, and please subscribe.